It's that time of year again. Winter's coming. And despite the fact that I previously built a bucket, a snow roller, and a snow blower, something's missing. Yeah, I need a snow pusher. Well, technically I don't need it, I just want it. And some of you may argue that a snow pusher is just a reverse bucket. So what's the fun in watching someone build one? Oh, I'll make it fun. And because saving the planet is one of my main goals in life, I mean one snow pusher at a time, I'm planning on only reusing scrap metal. So let's hunt some steel down. Viny from the future probably used a clickbaity thumbnail with an old rusted pile of junk to make the snow pusher. But in fact I got pretty lucky on this one, cause I found these 3 plates in the scrap bin at work. I know they don't look like much, but I see the potential. Plus being 316, they should be thick enough for the pusher.
Oh yeah!
I had 4, but I already used one on other projects like the dump trailer. But unfortunately, this one has more hole than a conspiracy theory plot. Well, I guess I'll have to do it 3. So I'm gonna use my welding fixture table, like a lot, for this project. And boy, am I glad I have it for this one. If you like to be as lucky as me and have your own welding table, head to my website where you can find plans and DXF files, metric and imperial, and in 6 different thicknesses and sizes, from a small 2x2 to a big 4x8. And of course, there's also the accessories package to complete your kit. Alright, that's it for the plug, and yeah, I swear, it's the only one on this episode. Back on the pusher prototype, where I think with the pre-bent plates, I'll be able to make a pretty nice curve out of a set of 2. I wish I could have bent these a bit more, but my homemade 40-ton press could barely bend a 1/4 inch over 14 inch during my backhoe build. So I'll have to do with that curve. But I gotta say...
Oh, that is nice!
Indeed it is. Indeed. Yep, there's a few holes to be patched, but yeah, nothing unmanageable. Well, one set of plates won't cut it. I need this thing to be at least 5 feet wide, but as it is, it's sitting at 44 inches.
Too small! That's what she said.
But no worries, I'll cut in half the 3rd plate and weld it beside the pair. That should make it wide enough, but not too wide for my little Massey Ferguson 210-4. Then I took some measurements for the final CAD design, and I went back steel hunting. After all, it's the season.
Yes!
Okay, I want to know if I'm the only one find it difficult to properly stack up your steel tubes, flat bars, and whatnot. My main rack is a mess. My secondary rack is a mess. Top bench? A mess. But nice bump, huh? Sorry for the view, but I do have an organizing problem. Anyway, I used to have bars from an old fence.
Oh yeah!
I'll use this one to reinforce the bucket sides. You'll see. And with these, we have enough raw parts for the pusher. There's only one piece missing.
It's your turn, buddy. Don't be shy. Come to Papa! Oh, I almost forgot.
Yeah, a proper snow pusher will push and pull snow. And to do that, it flips 90 degrees. Kinda like this. So using an angle finder, I need to verify first if I can do the 90 degrees of pivoting on my front loader. I should have started with that bit before anything else. Ugh, imagine if I could not pivot enough for the reverse pusher. That would be like, hey, that's it for me. I'm gonna be. Hope you like this episode, even though we couldn't build a proper snow pusher. See you on the next one, where I reassess my priorities. After giving a bit of forward tilt, I zeroed the angle finder. Then flip the bucket forward and hope I can reach 90 degrees and just a bit more. Which it did! Nice! As you can see, I definitely have an hydraulic leak somewhere on my loader. Rebuilding it as a new one will be the next video for sure. But for now, to the confuser! Let's see if AI can help me with this. How to design a proper snow pusher on SolidWorks? Please? That was easy. And we got plans, my friends. But I can't believe myself, a noob here designed a lot of things using that Wonderbar 2-inch flat bar. And apparently I don't have enough now. Cause you see, I plan on putting a cutting edge at an angle, just like this. And that curl edge is crucial, as I'll demonstrate with a very scientific test. The snare, flat face. No bueno. Curve-faced.
Ah.
Muy bueno. Nous, on aime ça les rondeurs.
Pretty good.
And since the flat bar is along the entire length of the bucket, I just don't have enough flat bar now. And yes, I could buy a new one, but remember, saving the planet, guys, come on. If only I could bend that bottom edge with my press. Well, let's try it. It's either gonna work and then I look like a fool because I just told you it couldn't do it. Or it will break my press, with parts flying all over my shop. That could make good footage. Regardless, it's a win-win situation, right? And to give it a better chance, I preheated the plate to an almost melting point. If it's liquid, it will bend, right? I'm not gonna lie to you guys, it's really scary when both bottle jacks are maxed out and stop cranking at the same time. Let's use some shielding and pretend it's safer? Releasing the pressure, now that's the real scary part. So it did bend both sides, just a bit, but not the middle section cause the press is not strong enough and the middle tends to open up instead of bending the part. But I've got a solution, and it's called plasma.
Still hard. What? What's wrong with you, man? Okay, it's going now.
You can still sense the fear in my voice.
Okay.
But yes, it's bending now, and in the right direction, I guess. Is it? No, it is. Oh, okay, I'm fine. Whew. Since the press used 2 bottle jacks, I need to manually adjust the punch height by using one jack or the other. Doing so, I have 2 sections of a measuring tape. If both arrows are pointing the same number, I know that the punch and die are parallel. And by playing with the 2 bottle jacks, I can bend evenly the plate, except I didn't. Yep, the middle section is not bent like the sides. It must be a side effect of that opening movement of my press. But I've got a solution, and it's called plasma. I mean shims. It's shims now. It was plasma, now it's shims. By simply putting shims under the die, I bent it in the opposite direction, counterbalancing the opening effect of my press. And I went heavy on it. It's plus 3/8 in the middle to 0 on the sides. That should do it. Well, now it's wigglier than a bucket of worms at a dance-off. But I did bring back the middle even-ish with the sides. And you know, it's just to push snow, it's not going to the moon. Then I did the same thing with the 2 remaining plates and cut the third one in half, which made me make a Sand People growling sound, for God knows why. Okay, before putting all the plates together, it was easier at this stage to plug the holes. And I'm not going for a perfect flush finish here. Again, not going to the moon. The joy of saving the planet with repurposing old steel. What a mess. Okay, we're already 8 minutes into this video, and it's finally time to put everything together. To do so, I'll be using 2 towers, which require the proper shake and bake and the usual double slap as a certified gesture of fixing approval. What I really like with this fixture table is that I know by having the bottom edge rest against these fences, that once welded, it will be straight as a laser beam in a vacuum. Okay, maybe not as straight, but you get the point. After attacking the other side, I checked for flatness. Looks good. And it got the multi-slap approval.
Yeah, nice.
Then I quickly did the other set.
Hey, good puppy, buddy.
Then it was time to merge the 2 together.
Okay.
Having the towers behind the top plate combined with the angle finder, bringing the thing to an almost perfect 90 degrees was a breeze.
Okay, I'm gonna install a shit ton of clamps and I'll be back.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
I did a final check and started tacking everything together. Once the two sides were tacked, I realigned the slightly curved middle section. Then I added a temporary brace and dropped the bucket on the floor, because it will be easier to put the two sides with the bucket in the upright position. Speaking of which, since I bent the bottom edge, the two sides needed to be somewhat modified to better fit the new curved bucket profile. Oh guys, I really need to take a break for number 3, so montage?
It is really starting to take shape. I like it. Oh, that's nice. Now you need to go there. And now you're heavy.
And I'm back. What a relief after good old number 3. Quickly, I want to take a break from the build and explain why a snow pusher is better than the traditional bucket, using footage from last summer. You see, you have to be very careful with the bucket, because once that pointy bit dig itself into something, it will go all the way. And because I have a gravel driveway, last winter when I tried with a classic bucket, I was more digging holes than removing snow. Another downside is that each time you have to dump your bucket, which takes time. Something that you don't have to do with the snow pusher because there's just no bottom plate. Oops, it's on the wrong side. Believe me, I'm Viny from the future who already tested the thing and it is incredible to work with. Day number 2, and I better hurry up because we just received our first snow of the year. Okay, today will be more of the same, with plasma cutting and grinding on the menu. And the saving the planet thing is really getting out of hand. I'm reusing already reused plates to produce new parts. Am I in a dream here? That's Inception shit right there. The end product is quite ugly and is missing a few sections. But with a bit of welding and a chunk of aluminum as a backing plate, these are now looking good as new old parts. Again, not to the moon. With snow coming, it also means it's cold shop season. But till I don't have a proper air vacuum system in my shop to remove all the fumes from the plasma and the welder, I'll keep working with the garage door open and because of that, without a heating system. But don't worry guys, whenever I get my hands cold, I picked up a few tricks over the years of working in an Arctic weather.
Oh, that's nice. Too hot though, too hot.
Then after many hours of grinding and cutting, I produced these. And these are for the SSQA coupling receiver. Shop tip number 112. To mark precisely metal parts, I always use a hardened tip scriber. Unfortunately, it's barely visible over a grinded surface. To fix that, I'm using this, a marker. And now it's way easier to see. That's it. Oh well, another shop tip, number 113. We love these magnetic squares, but sometimes they get messy. Okay, that's a bit excessive, Viny. So you just need a good old wire brush to clean it up, like so. And again, yeah, that's it. Using my now cleaned up magnetic squares, I tacked one side of the receiving skid steer quick attach system. Speaking of which, it's time for the shameless plug number 2. If you're looking to build your own custom SSQA system, like I did, I designed a standard version, compatible SAE J2513. Complete with my bucket as an example for a receiver. Link downstairs to my website for the plans and DXF files. Batteries not included, assembly may be required, and accessories sold separately. Before completing the receiver, I left the bottom plate uninstalled. It's the one that locks with the SSQA, and what better template to use than the SSQA itself. Once I was satisfied with the fitment of the receiver and SSQA, it was time to call it a day, as the day was coming to an end. Alright, last stretch before the first trial. Unfortunately, the sidewalls are only made from an 8 thick plate, and they are a bit too flimsy for my liking. To counter that, I added a 1/4 inch flat bar along the bottom edge, where the wear is expected to occur. I also reinforced the side using that good old fence bar. And now it's finally time to fully weld it. Hey, if you made it this far, despite the fact that you've never seen a freaking snowflake in your entire life, I think it deserves a sub. Or at least a comment. Maybe a like? And that brings us to the final part, the skid shoes. Skid shoes are these little skis that you can see on either side of my snowblower. The difference here is that since the pusher will pivot 90 degrees, I need 2 skid shoes per side. And this is where I needed most of that Wonderbar 2-inch flat bar. Here I'm simply bending the flat bars to create my mini skis. If you don't have an angle finder yet, go get yourself one. They are really handy. And now I'm dancing? Okay, here I want to clarify that I'm not crazy. I do have earbuds on, but yeah, what an embarrassment. Shop tip number 114. I know, another one. I don't believe it either. When you have to weld something with a specific bolt pattern, use the receiving part as a welding jig. Like in this case, I have 2 slotted plates welded to a bent flat bar. By using the bucket as my mounting jig, I can guarantee that all 4 slots will be perfectly aligned. To make sure everything will be flat, I only tag the parts on the pusher and use my table to fully weld them. And with that, we add 4. And with that coat of classic trend-clad red, it was time for the finishing touches. Oh, and with the masse being red and silver, I don't use much the black paint nowadays. Ugh, gonna get rid of that skin. Alright, final assembly. And this is why I love my CNC plasma, because I can make these square holes. Not sure how I could do that with only a drill press. And how's the fit?
Wow.
Nice.
Let's go nylon. Seriously? Let's try with the big guns.
I know the carriage bolts are too long, because that's the shortest length I could find at my local hardware store. But as you know, we're always just a grinder away from success. Now for its nameplate. Wait a minute. If I'm the one driving, am I the asshole here? Oh well. We're just about to be done here, and I really appreciate how some hard work with a bit of paint can turn scrap metal into a professionally looking piece of equipment. But just before the first trial, I need to install my beloved and very popular snow roller. Oh, and yeah, it works as well with welded parts.
Oh, that feels great. It's warm. Nice.
I was just quickly installing some fork tubes when la marde hit the fan.
Oh shit, c'est chaud.
Yeah, a welding bead as hot as the sun found its way in the sleeve of my sweater and burned my arm in a few places. But my lovely wife took care of her big baby boy. Bicky boo boo? Okay, quickly I uncoupled the counterweight to put it on the snow roller. And here it is, in all of its glory. The, according to a lot of comments, ice-making machine. Well, you might be right. There's already ice on top of it. But I've got a solution for it, and it's called fire. Okay, I don't want to start a debate here, or maybe it will, but I love my snow roller, and I use it as little as possible during winter. Okay, the goal here is just to form a solid base on my driveway, not ice, and so far it's been really good at that. After fixing the counterweight with the smallest bolt I could possibly find, it received a double slap approval. And here we go. See how quick it is to empty the bucket, but I think I need to readjust the skis. Something I didn't show you, but is a cool feature of the double skid shoes, is that they come really close in the lowest position without touching each other. Okay, without a proper compact snow base, let's try fully extended. Works good, but it's just a bit too high. Okay, it's fine, but yeah, Viny, you gotta pay more attention to the GoPros attached to your tractor. Come on, buddy. Now for the pulling action. Works great. Okay, let's pull a bit more snow and see how my little Massey Ferguson will behave. And don't forget the GoPros. Hey, let's do that again. Oh, I am loving it. Okay, now I'm gonna push it. Something's wrong. I think I forgot something. Where's that GoPro? Found it. Is it still working? It is! Yeah, got lucky on this one. It missed it by a tire's width. Oh, tractor tip number 1. Yeah, that's the first one. Nowadays, a lot of tractors have a tilt indicator on the loader. Last year, I added one to my Massey, but since I have a few attachments now, I color-coded their flat position with the ground, and the snow pusher will get the same treatment. Nerdy boy here P-touched himself a list on the dash, since I kept forgetting which color was for which attachment. I added one red marker for the pushing position and another at the tip for the pulling position. Yeah, I'm really glad I built this snow pusher, and I'm convinced that I'll mostly use this attachment over the snow blower. Gonna keep that one for extreme conditions only. Alright, I'm Viny B, thanks for watching till the end. Check the plans, subscribe, and if you like this video, you should check this one too. And see you on the next one.